Hey, we're back on the Kaile side, and if this was Vanilla Golden Sun, we would have to go from here and walk all the way back to Lunpa. But because we have fast travel, I don't think that's an issue we have to worry about. Oh, I forgot I already used Mineral. I might have went a little overkill with the synergy restoring this turn. Well, we did get one of the things. Unfortunately, they're completely outclassed, because yeah, I forgot that these are the versions that we could get as early as Kalima Forest. It's a little bit. Like, what sort of power of a bee could we possibly have? Synergy healing. As if there wasn't already enough ways in Dawn of Djinn to heal synergy. Still, you could think that's a pretty useful ability to get if we were to get this equipment all the way back at Kalima Forest. The Unleash is pretty neat too. But I think we're gonna have to get a little more lucky in order for that to be a case. Oh, game did not like that many enemies on the screen. We probably should alleviate that sooner rather than later. Coincidentally enough, I just happened to be holding on to this judgment that I didn't even realize that I had until just now. How about we take care of two birds with one stone? No, you need to attack so we can show off your Unleash. Oh, cool! Getting it first try. So yeah, that's like an ability that we saw the bees use against us. Has a chance to stun, so yeah. If we were to get that a lot earlier, it would have been pretty useful. These would be pretty useful mitts to have. Unfortunately, we didn't get them until later, so they're kind of like broken. And also, this is the first time that we had Haunting, that we had Judgment proc Haunting. Well, I'm glad I got to showcase that off at least once at least. I kind of, every now and then I wonder if Boom is too broken or not. And then I go, nah, just wait until we take it into a boss fight. And then you start pondering if Boom is ever useful. So, you know, that whole boss fight, or that whole fight, I cannot think of a reason to fast travel. A reason why not to fast travel. Oh cool, it takes you outside, doesn't it? I was gonna say, maybe it, just as a reminder of how to actually get into town. Because I'm not sure if I came here any earlier. But the game forces us outside of the town, not actually inside of it. I got mixed up with Pokemon for a second, can you blame me? So in case you forgot, we have to use Frost to push this open, so we could actually get into town a long time ago. It's just a matter of that you can't really do too much until you get Cloak, because this fortress is kind of blocked off. You have these guys that are like, nope, you can't pass, you can't pass. It's impossible to pass us. And they boast about how good of guards they are, and like, not even a mouse can get past us. And then like, one of the guys go like, if you mind reading, one guy goes, maybe my shadow could get past me though. And as random as that is kind of your hint of what you need to do to go forward. Before I reveal what that is though, let me double check to make sure I got everything in town already. If I didn't, now's a good time to pick it up. Now I was just about to say, this puzzle's more annoying than it appears, because if you're just, for whatever reason, just even slightly outside the radius of reveal, and accidentally leave your reveal, it takes the it takes the entire ice pillar with it. Cool. Aren't you all glad that you got to see that in action and didn't have to just rely on me explaining it to you with words? I sure am the opposite of that. So I think like if you come here when you have reveal, you can, well, reveal a secret passage with a bunch of random goodies that we probably won't need, but we're gonna take for ourselves anyways, because it's a thief town. They probably didn't earn any of this stuff. Plus there's a lucky medal in it, so all bets are off. All lucky medals belong to Jackie K until they get taken to Fountain. Oh, Phoenix Wing. We haven't had one of those in a while. Definitely... But also now I gotta like mess around with my inventory a bit more. Also, I did just remember a reason to go back to town first, and that's inventory cleanup. Oh. I'm gonna regret this, but I think we can get away with putting all our Nari tiers onto one person. Ivan's inventory is filled, but, you know, that's fine. Ring can stay there. I mean, as much as I think the sack would fit Ivan better, I think Mia might be... Mia doesn't have a synergy draining ability on her currently, so we could make use out of that. Now, can anyone, like... Did I sell my antitoxins already? I think I did. I think the only other thing I would want to showcase before actually going into Lunpa Fortress proper is the shops. I think as it stands, no one will really sell things to us. Maybe she will. But if I recall correctly, the weapon and armor shop do not sell to us. Do I want any clarity clovers? I mean, if they're taking up inventory anyways, then what's the harm of 10 more? They might be useful in a pinch. Same thing with antitoxins. We gotta have them taking up an inventory slot. Might as well have them take a lot. Yeah, they won't bother with us. We can't sell stuff, we can't buy stuff. And I think if we try to sleep at the end, they're like, this town's on strict lockdown. Why would you want to sleep at the inn? Just go sleep in your own bed, because clearly if you're in town, you actually live here. Which is good, because we'd probably be slaughtered by the thieves if they found out that we snuck in here. But also bad, because, well, we can't, like, rest until I leave out here and fast travel. That being said, we're close enough to 2 hours. So, last time I ended off the stream, I promised you all that I would take care of all my inventory cleanup and all that off screen, so we'd be able to jump right into Lunpa Fortress, and I'm glad I did, because kinda looking forward to getting into this part. It's out of all parts of Dawn of Djinn, this is the least, or the most likely to just be a complete utter train wreck, because a little confession, like, I did put a lot of time and care into Dawn of Djinn, as even version 1 I was working on for over half a year before releasing anything to it. This is probably the most rushed part of Dawn of Djinn. Not because, like, I saved it for last, as much as, like, I was done with it, worked on everything else, and then, like, last minute before I release, I was thinking, I can be more creative with enemy encounters here. And that resulted in me making some last minute changes that probably weren't as play tested as much as everything else in here. Thankfully, like, navigation wise, everything's the same from Vanilla Golden Sun, because modding wise, all you can really mess around with, at least with the editor that I'm using, you can't really mess around with maps too much, unfortunately. So the sneaking around part is going to be the same, but there will be differences, and it will be apparent when they are the same. Those of you never played the Golden Sun before, we try to, you know, just casually sneak around here. Oh, we can actually go that way. I always thought we had to go the long way around, because we because of that. I'm gonna say, I was just trying to show that we have to have cloaking here, because one, we can't get past these guards without it, and two, if we try to sneak past guards when we're not cloaked, we get caught, sent back out here, a rinse and a repeat. Well, maybe we do have to actually go that way, because I forgot that way's locked. This way we definitely can't get by. Because common rule of thumb, the green guys, we have to sneak across. If we come across guys of other colors, well then it becomes more apparent over time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if I wasn't cloaked, this guy would see me even though we're all the way over there. The light is not their range of vision as much as the areas that we can't use cloak in. So if a guy's like in the light right there and you can't get around him, or you can't walk past him while invisible, you'll just have to find another way to go around. I might have just trapped myself. I really should be using saves more often to save a little bit on the backtracking. I wasn't actually expecting to get caught more than once. I just want to do it once at the beginning for demonstrational purposes. With actually talking about Dawn of Djinn and exclusively Dawn of Djinn, which is great for a playthrough series. And also good because I feel like I'm not as good of keeping a conversation as I used to be, which is kind of sad and pathetic considering I've always been introverted and pretty bad at holding a conversation as is. Like, back in the heyday of the Let's Playing Charm, I felt a lot more in sync with things than I do now, and I think half of it is like self-esteem issues. Now, this guy is not green, so we can actually fight him. And this is where Dawn of Djinn changes really come in. Hello, last minute idea of, hey, let's get the thief dogs! Even though, in hindsight, I wonder if that's really such a great idea. It's fine, it adds a few gimmicks that this fight wouldn't have otherwise, but it feels a little out of place. I guess mostly because just the guy is so freaking big. And we actually came across some Brignards while walking on the overfield of all things, so I don't mind like putting this guy asleep and trying to get him out of commission so he doesn't actually do anything to us. But I kind of want to, I'm tempted to like take a minute and actually see if I can show off some of the things that this guy can do. I mean, it doesn't help when they just go straight for normal attacks though. Get a little psych up. Probably not necessary because I've been one before he could use the synergy. Now it's been so long I completely forgot that I was still in like Jack Adept Toolsmith class for half of these party members. But I guess that's fine because we get to mess around with some more weird synergies some more, I suppose. Really not enough Djinns to actually have to try Hex? I guess not. Now, I don't recall these fights being too bad, but you know, just a good old better safe than sorry, especially when you're messing with a hard mod. Alright, guess I can heal you too. If the doggy would do more than just attack, maybe we can see what they have in store, because it's been so long since I last touched on Djinn that I don't exactly remember everything that happens in it. But as I've been talking, I think I remembered one little gimmick that they have. But I'm not sure if we're really gonna get to see it. Nor I'm not sure if we really want to see it. We're doing pretty good. Oh yeah, there we go. They can call for allies, even though they can even call for more allies than their sprite limitation. They can call more allies than they start with, which kind of misses the sprite limitations considering they're so big. That being said, I don't even recall if there's any like other gimmicks to really worry about with the hounds or the launcher scouts. I feel like there was some sort of wordplay I was going with that name, but but I kind of forgot. And I'm actually kind of regretting letting them just stack up like this, because now that they're starting to multiply, they're multiplying a lot faster than I recall. I'm tempted to go for Delusion of all things, just because they're just, most of the time when they're not calling for friends, they're just doing physical attacks anyway, so maybe that'll pay off. Yeah. Nice part about Soul Squamp is that it's so large range that even though they're far apart like that, that'll still work. Okay, so they do have other attacks. And I think we've seen everything that's really worth messing around with these guys. Well, like, the Delusion thing would have been a good idea if it actually worked. And good old Golden Sun, I'm not sure if that's because it just doesn't work. I'm not sure how much of it is just me being unlucky and how much of it is them being immune to it. Oh well. You know, let's mess around with classes, because surely you have enough Djinns to do something else. Toolsmith is fine, but I think we've seen everything that it can really do. Oh, I forgot that we could get Break this early on. Because they did lower the levels for certain things like Break, so you actually would come across them in a normal playthrough. And maybe not quite yet. Probably can go for... I hate for Isaac to have all the fun, but can't really think of too much else to do. You know, if only just to get out of this menu screen, and if I really want something else, I can mess around with it later. I just don't even recall if I've actually done anything with Dragoon, excuse me, Dawn of Djinn version yet. Okay, all that, and we can't even do anything over here quite yet. Well, I mean, that's fine. More room to cut it out, I guess. Alright. Just gotta time this and rush across. Didn't I say I was gonna go off tangent and other things? I actually talked a bit about it before the stream even started, but I'm not even sure if it's worth bringing up, because by the time this goes up on YouTube, you've probably all seen this already.